subscribe. Darling Radio. Like and subscribe.
Tex-Mex Rex. Didn't I have you on the other day? I remember that name. I can't remember what we talked about, but I remember that name. All right. Tex-Mex.
Hey, what's up, Tariq?
What's up, Tex?
You remember me from a couple of days ago, the Vietnamese guy?
Did you ever- what- I forgot. I remember. But go ahead, Tex.
All right, Tariq. You probably answered these questions before. I just wanted to ask you them so I can be a little, can clarify a little bit more. I know we talked about the past some times that I was stuttering because I wasn't aware of all the facts. I can't read the Vietnamese language. I don't understand that much about the history of everything. So a couple questions. First off, I know you talk about reparations, and I don't disagree with that. I just want to know how it's going to be paid for. It's going to be paid for by taxpayer money, because printing money is not, at least inflation and other things. So what was your answer on that?
Yeah, there's a lot of noise in the background. We got to kill some of that noise, brother. We got to kill some of that noise. Reparations is going to be paid by the U.S. government. That's who had us enslaved. We were enslaved by the United States government. That's why when I see people running around here like, I didn't own a slave. My family didn't own. I don't want to hear that shit. We were enslaved. The U.S. government had us hemmed up. We couldn't get out of slavery because of the government. The government legally sanctioned it. The government sent in the military down in places like Florida to go get black people, to put them back on plantations, the black people who ran away. The government had the Fugitive Slave Act, where black people went to free states. The government made it legal for them to come and get them and bring them back into slavery. We could not get out of slavery because of the United States government. The United States government had us enslaved. They made all the money and built all the wealth because of slavery. All of the industries were born out of slavery. So it is the United States government who owes us for reparations. It's real simple. Very, very simple.
Yeah, it's just the government gets its money from the taxpayers, but also I don't because like people are gonna say, oh, I would, I don't want to pay extra taxes for something I was never involved with, and that most of the people here did not benefit from.
Yeah, they did benefit from slavery. The hell they didn't. That's why they came over here. That's why this country became a superpower. It became a superpower because of the free damn labor. That's why this country became so damn wealthy. The free labor and the exploitation of us and our culture. That's why Europeans hopped on boats to come over here and enjoy all of it. And then everybody else followed suit. They did benefit from all the wealth of this nation. And we are the foundations of that, and we were never compensated. So we have to be compensated. So when people came over here, they knew what the deal was. They knew that a group of people were exploited, and they said, hey, sign me up for that. Let me get some of them goodies. So you're on the hook too as a taxpayer. So I don't want to hear none of that I had nothing to do with. If it weren't for that free labor building the wealth of this country, these folks will still be in their little slums back in Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. All right.
I'm just saying the kids today, the younger generations, are already having a hard time paying their bills. People are struggling. If you add extra taxes on people, they're gonna feel some kind of
I don't
resentment, racial resentment that I was never involved with this.
want to hear that shit because they already got resentment. We're past this, but we're past the whole resentment thing. We ain't even getting nothing, and people are resentful. So if you're gonna be resentful, give me my bag then, because we ain't doing nothing to nobody. We get blamed for every damn thing. So we gonna get the hate. Give us the damn resources with it, because we get nothing and hate on top of nothing. So yeah, that's where we are right now. Give us the resources, give us the bag, give us what's owed because it's owed to us. So yeah, hate with our pockets full, and it's not going to be an end of the world scenario. Anytime you talk about compensating us, then all of a sudden, oh, it's going to bankrupt the economy. These immigrants come over here, they've had pools of money for non-citizens. It didn't bankrupt the economy. These people are sitting up here just getting all types of resources, land allocations, housing, credit cards, the whole shebang, medical care. And when we ask for what's owed to us, all of a sudden it's a doomsday scenario. We're not buying that. We're going to get what's owed. And that's all there is to it, right?
Right. I mean, I understand your perspective. I look at it from both perspectives. I look at it from, the young taxpayers today that say that, we had nothing to do with it. And the people that are around today, they come from a lineage of slavery, but they were never slaves, and their parents were never slaves. So, that
Tax dollars, my tax dollars today go to pay red Native American tribes. Your tax dollars too. I didn't put them on reservations. I didn't harm the red natives, but my tax dollars still go to pay them. Yeah, you see how that works? You're Asian. I didn't put Japanese people in internment camps in the 1940s. The US government did. I didn't. I didn't do anything to them. But in the 80s, my tax dollars went to pay Japanese families. See how that works?
I mean, I do. I don't know exactly how those reparations worked, what the amounts were, what
It
was
was a it was the money. They were getting like 20,000 per family or per person. It was a significant amount of money. But see how that works?
Yeah, I understand, and like I said, I don't disagree with reparations totally. I just don't know how it's going to be funded because Americans already
The same way your fellow Asians got it, the same way. A check.
right, but
You didn't you didn't complain when the Asians got it. Huh?
right, but do you think it would actually help with like people? We're all Americans. We all want to see each other do well. If one community does well, the other communities do well. They all benefit. Rising tide lifts all ships. But do you think it would help improve the any kind of racial problem
Did
happening right now,
did-
and also the behavior in the Black community?
how did we benefit from Asians getting money?
I never said we did. I'm talking about what would ha-
What? So why do we have to cure racism without, and it has to benefit everybody? But the Asians didn't. Them getting checks didn't benefit nobody but them. But if we get money, it's supposed to benefit everybody. How that work?
I'm saying the Black community is doing better if they are taking less welfare and pay more taxes. That's beneficial for the American, uh, all Americans. We want to see everybody.
What that got to do with our reparations?
I'm saying if the reparations help in building strong Black communities, um, good public education, um, you know, the money being used in the right way so that the Black community can benefit long term. It
Why
can improve.
all this, what, why is all this pocket watching not done to the Asians? Y'all didn't pocket watch their money, so why do our money have to be pocket watch? Y'all didn't say, okay, where y'all Asians gonna spend it? Is y'all gonna build education? Is y'all gonna build businesses? Is y'all gonna y'all didn't do that with the Asians when they got money for being in internment camps? So why do we have to be pocket watched?
Yeah, but Asians are, like if it's one group that white supremacists do, like it is probably Asians because Asians are, average IQ is higher. Um, you could say the average household income, yes, might not be the same as income, but education is higher. The more they take less in welfare than the whites. And they pay more in taxes per capita. Obviously, whites are almost 60% of the country, so obviously they're going to make most of the tax base. But they you if the black standards, you know, if they rose, is good for the whole country. It's less welfare, then we have more money for other social programs and other
So
things
what?
that benefit all of us Americans.
So like Asians more? That what you're saying?
I'm saying that they will point when they point to IQ studies, they talk about that white supremacy isn't real because we're saying that the East Asians have scored higher than us and the Ashkenazi Jews.
Oh,
So
okay.
they,
So have higher IQs than the white supremacists.
on average, I didn't say the ones at
Oh,
the far right end of the bell curve. I'm saying on
okay.
average,
Oh,
they do point to these studies.
got it. So with those high IQs, they were put in internment camps by the whites. How'd that work out? How'd that IQ work out?
Well, the Japanese are one of the wealthiest countries in the world, the highest tech countries in the world.
But they were
They,
put, we're talking about them getting compensated for being put in internment camps. So how did that high IQ work out?
well, now it's not. It's high. It's I don't know what it was back then, but it was a war. There
High.
things happened during wars.
So
But
it wasn't low back then, but it got high later.
no, it was probably high back then. They were here we were fighting a war with Japan halfway across the world. They didn't know who was spies. They didn't know who was working for the
Right.
Japanese. So
Got
that
so those high IQs got subjugated by white supremacy. They got thrown in internment camps, sir. So
um,
that high talk don't mean nothing, do it?
I'm saying the Mongols have invaded a lot of Europe, a lot of Russia. They invaded a lot of countries.
What?
They had a lot of slaves as well. They colonized. They conquered a lot of land. They killed a lot of people. But I don't have we don't have that racial resentment or any whatever happened in the past.
Got
It's everybody was trying to colonize every.
and got bombed to smithereens. They dropped an atom bomb on y'all over there, sir. They dropped an atom bomb over there and bombed the people to smithereens, bombed them to a crisp.
Yeah, but I go to Japan. The Japanese people we love white Americans. Whatever happened in the past, the wars between us, it's in the past. Like we're different people now. Those people are not alive. There's no resentment from the war. It is what
Alive. Yeah, that this wasn't long ago. Saying, yeah, going into Vietnam and all of that, we saw those naked children running around with that napalm on them. Huh?
yeah, we still love America in Vietnam. Like the American flag will a lot of kids wear like a Gucci label and we love America. We love American Hollywood. We love American entertainment. We love American rap.
Slow down, because now you just babbling. Sir, you're just babbling now. Let me let you take a breather. I'm going to get my brother Great Black Shark in here. Take a breather, Tex, because now you're babbling because you feel like you got cornered with your own logic and you're just saying stuff. I'm going to have my good brother Great Black Shark come on in. Great Black Shark, talk to Tex Mex, please.
Oh yes, brother. Oh, yeah, I got to go in. First of all, salute to you, black man. You and the family doing okay?
We are beautiful. Thank you so much, brother.
All right, all right. Text me. I'm not gonna be long with you, but let me start here. You just told my good brother Tariq Nasheed in front of this audience that what happened to your people in the past is water under the bridge. You love white people. You love white people. Now you're a male. I'm gonna say male, not man. Because if you just gave some thought to how you sound, see,
Man,
this is the difference between them and us. If a people deals your people historically, what would be considered a blood debt, a people that has pride and self-respect never let that go until justice has been compensated and rendered for that. Do you understand how colonized and defeated that sounds? And see, the reason I'm asking you that question is because, see, I don't know what your parents are like or who your friend set is. But most foundational Black American freedmen, if any one of us came up here talking like that, we would check that person and we would definitely be ashamed of them and ostracize them. See, this is why y'all don't have the right to talk to us. That's about as far as I can take it with you, because anybody that's been that mentally defeated, there's really no point in talking to you. But Brother Flex, before I let you get back on him, check your inbox, brother. I sent you something very interesting. If you thought that you was dealing with it before, you about to take the kid gloves off now.
Oh.
Fact the best, I'm gonna message you again so it'll come to the top, brother. When you see that, let me just go ahead and tell you, you're dealing with a stomp down anti-black racist flunky. That's what he is, okay?
Mm.
Wait till you see this. Wait till you see this, man. And then he's following, since you come over here playing stupid, he's following an anti-black racist known as Tara Bull on here. She's one of that Charlie Kirk crowd. So when you see what I just sent your inbox, look at them tweets he talking about us with them, brother. That's it, I'll end.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Tex, I'm looking at some of your stuff, brother. You're talking about black IQs and black violence. Are you talking about how violent black people are? Oh, are we doing that? What's that? The warrior gene that's been found more prevalent in African American males. Oh boy, you're doing that scientific racism stuff. So there's a MAOA2R gene. Yeah, Tex, tell us about that gene that black men have that makes us what, violent? What is that?
I mean, I've read a lot of book on racial genetics. I've read a lot of book on different, because I'm really interested in biology and genetics. So there's they call it, as a kind of a euphemism, the warrior gene. So it's 2MAOA, and it's a deficiency that leads to antisocial behavior, increased rates of violence, and it's prevalent in about 5.2% of black males, about 0.01% in Caucasian males, and like 0.00001 in Asian males. And if you look at the murder rate, it will line up pretty much with that.
Bullshit.
That's from Scientific America. That's maybe the biggest publication of science.
Bullshit.
Horseshit. It's horseshit. So this gene, antisocial? Who's antisocial? Foundational Black American males are some of the most social people and charismatic people on the planet. That's why your people over there acting like us, sir. Right? We're some of the most social and charismatic people on the planet.
Antisocial meaning criminal behavior.
No,
meaning
what criminal we don't have criminal behavior. No, we don't. Not racially. We don't have criminal behavior based on race.
I mean, if you look at the most dangerous cities in America, it's a higher density of African Americans, or FBAs, or whatever you want to call them. But
it's a high density of poverty. But criminals? Really? Tell me more about the criminality. The criminal cities, you say is us doing the crimes?
I mean, anecdotally, even both the black people, professional athletes, rappers, when they make money, they move into, white areas.
No, we don't. You move to wealthy neighborhoods. You don't move to white neighborhoods. You don't care nothing about the whiteness. You go to the wealthy neighborhoods where they're in wealthy houses.
But yeah, like if you look at other high poverty areas like the Appalachians, they have drug problems. Yes, they have drug crimes and all that.
Yeah.
But there's not.
What are you talking about? In the Appalachian Mountains, you got a bunch of methed out hillbillies raping their cousins.
Right, I'm talking about violent public crime, like carjackings, like
a jack out there. Anybody trying to steal each other's trucks, and the carjacking, that's an economy thing that's fueled by a network of underground criminal organizations. And you know who fuels a lot of that? Asian mafia, your community, sir. Do we really want to go there about crime? Your community fuels a lot of criminality within Black society. In Black society, many of the guns come in on them ships coming from Asia. A lot of the fentanyl comes from them Asian ships. The opioids comes from them Asian ships. We got hoe houses all in the black community that's run by Asians with them brothel/massage parlors. Are we really talking about crime, sir?
I mean, so they local news every night, and they, it's usually involved. You usually see a young black
Oh,
male.
propaganda. Yeah. Yeah, y'all get to commit a lot of crime, but they never flash you guys on the news all day, every day. So that's called propaganda. But notice when they do make a big bust, they bust about 20 or 30 of y'all. It'd be y'all just in packs committing crimes, sir. They just busted a whole bunch of Asian women in Ohio running hoe houses/massage parlors. Then they bury those stories. One of your mafia drug kingpins one of the biggest drug dealers in the world is an Asian dude. This dude made more money than Pablo Escobar. Criminality? Y'all have whole mafias. Y'all have the Yakuzas. Y'all have just different forms of Asian mafias, sir, where y'all control organized crime around the world. Crime? Are we really going there? Hold on, let me get Dan in here. Dan, I gotta have my brother talk. They got a lot of nerve, Dan. Dan, hop on in, brother.
Yeah, how you doing, Flex,
Oh
man?
goodness, Dan, he's telling an Asian gentleman is telling us about how we have a crime gene. Dan, damn.
I- this is y'all like the problem with the white supremacist lies is they don't really make sense, especially when you look at what they do. Did you know white men make up 29% of the population, although they commit 76% of incest rape?
Mm,
That's the type of crimes they're committing. Also, these Chinese people, Asians, or whatever you want to call them, they set off that Cadillac converter ring back in the day, national, when they was going around stealing Cadillac converters, taking the platinum out of them. That was the Chinese people that was doing that.
mm,
Your people. And when they busted them, like Flex alluded to, it's always these massive rings that they have. Even right now, the United States government is really shutting down the border because of the trafficking. Also, because of the fentanyl that's coming over. Do you know who's producing that fentanyl? The agents. They have super labs all in Mexico where they're making this stuff right across the border and they're shipping it over here. This is the type of evil stuff that they do. And fentanyl kill
mm.
people. So when y'all get here, y'all talk this, oh, black people are violent. No, black people aren't inherently more violent than anybody else. We just believe in handling our issues ourselves. Now we can say it's stupid all you want to, but we don't run to the police if we have an issue. We handle our issue because we don't necessarily trust the police because they push propaganda like you're doing right now. They don't actually report all those crimes up there in Appalachia. People go missing all the time. People come murdered all the time, and they never saw those cases. They just don't talk about it publicly. But anytime they get a chance to demonize foundational Black Americans, they take the opportunity to do that. Even if they can't, they will find a melanated immigrant or a African or a Caribbean to demonize us for them. So we actually fighting against the system. And all of this nonsense he was talking about these internment camps. You mean to tell me you think the government didn't have any racial motive by only putting the Japanese there when the Germans were causing most of the problems?
Mm.
The Germans had an easier way to blend in with American society than the Chinese because you can actually see the difference. However, most of the spies throughout the war were German. You had German soldiers joining the American army giving bogus commands. There's all type of movies about it and stuff like that. If you didn't want to read the history files.
There it is. There it is. Thank you so much, brother Dan. Thank you. Tex-Mex, any words, brother?
Yeah, I just wanted to respond to a couple of those things. Well, from my perspective, and probably from a lot of white supremacists, these prostitution rings, they don't. Nobody really cares about prostitution. I think it should be legal. That's just my opinion. It's a victimless crime, so we're more talking about victim crimes. And when I
You're making excuses. Okay. What about the drugs? Is that victimless too?
yes, that's the Chinese government. I know they work with the cartels. They send the precursors to Mexico, and they do that. But that's not individual Asians, you know, like we have nothing to do with that. Why would I want to be making fentanyl and killing Americans? I like Americans. So the individual person involved. I'm not saying that the Chinese government hasn't had issues. I don't like the Chinese government either. We really don't like the Chinese government. So
That's a whole network of people. That's not individual. That's a whole network of people.
that mostly work with the Chinese government or somehow tied with that. But yeah, I think it's a bad thing too. No group is perfect. Every group has problems, issues. The whites have issues. All races have issues. But that's mostly like government funded. That's mostly to
But
do something
no,
for the weak.
no, because you said we got a gene. There's a gene in us that makes us do all this weird shit. But where's your gene that's making y'all sell all that fentanyl and the women tricking off in the damn massage parlors and y'all shipping in all them guns and all that stuff? What gene makes y'all do that?
Well, like I said, the fentanyl is the Chinese government. The prostitution, I think that's just a woman getting paid, a man sexually satisfied. I don't think anybody cares. I don't care about what anybody else's sex life. It has nothing to do with me.
Don't say it's victimless because some of the women are trafficked. Okay, so y'all traffic a lot of the women internationally. You take them across international borders and traffic them. All right.
Not saying that that's true, and not that I agree with that. It doesn't really affect my life whatsoever. But you know, like I've been a victim of black crime, so yeah, it's gonna skew my view. You know,
You've been a victim of black crime?
I have, yes.
Yeah, and we've been victims of Asian crime with drugs being flooded into black areas. So we've been victims of that systematically.
Yeah, and I don't agree with that. I don't want drugs in any community.
Guns coming in from them Asian ships flooding black communities. We've been victims of that, sir. So your little one-off black crime, and you probably got robbed by an immigrant or some shit. Probably wasn't even an FBA. Um, yeah, we've been systematically victimized by your people, sir. Huh?
Yeah, and I apologize my people's behalf if people were affected by that. I had nothing to do with that.
And
I don't think.
what crime happened with you with a black person? What happened?
Well, a couple. One, I was in Houston, and I was um
He lying.
I know. I already know, brother. Don't I know. But go ahead. I just want to hear it. Go ahead. You in Houston, this already sounds like some bullshit, but go ahead. What happened?
I I was going on a green light, uh, and a guy ran a red light, slammed into me. I was badly hurt. I couldn't walk for a while. I still had pain from the accident.
This motherfucker is. Come on, man.
So you got
You can't write. He freestyling like
you got in a car accident and that's the crime?
These niggas.
I've also had my house broken.
Let me get this.
Okay. Hold on.
My
Text. Your crime is that you were in a car accident with a black person? That's the crime?
They can't drive anyway.
And running the red light. But no, my house has been broken into black people as well.
Did you hit him? Did you hit him? Because they say
them are terrible drivers.
No, I had a green light. He had a red light. He ran the red light.
so,
Right.
so that's your crime, an accident. Got it.
No, I've had my house broken into as well by
Bullshit.
in Houston. In Houston?
Yes, sir. Houston after Katrina has gotten a lot more dangerous because it was not as dangerous after Katrina. There were a lot of criminals came from New Orleans. Like New Orleans is one of the highest murder capitals in the world.
Slow down.
And same thing.
Slow down. A black person. How do you know a black person broke in your house?
I had cameras. They got arrested.
Really?
Yes, sir.
What was the person's last name?
Yes, anything.
I know.
One of them was Bishop.
Let me get this one. Come on, D. Let me get this nigga. This nigga.
I don't. But go ahead, Al. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I can send you the police, but you don't believe me. I can send you the police report. But anyways, I'm gonna ask you another question. So
yeah,
hold on, slow down. Let's get Al. Let's Alaric in. Let's get Al Uno in here. Al, go ahead, brother.
Hey man, peace, Tariq. Hey, first I want to say before I get on this weirdo, hey man, that microphone check. if you really in the hip hop culture, whoever listening, and you really know your shit, that was the dopest shit, bro, that tied everything together. And if they don't watch it, don't speak hip hop to nobody on no opinionated level. Plus that Hidden Color series, I've been watching it since day one, bro. Hey man, I'm big fan of your work.
Respect.
But back to this weird. Have you noticed every time they come to disparage us, they always got a story. They always got some mythological bullshit that the black people done did to them. And not only that, have you noticed that?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
But then on top of that, they always got some anecdotal statistics that they done pulled out their ass about some bullshit. Hey, how about this? Do they talk about like you said, the fact that the whole world wants to be us? You want all the slang that come out of everybody, from the white people to anybody on your platform. When you hear them try to talk hip, they trying to speak like us. You check on their joints, they trying to dress like us. They trying to get that swag. Come on, man, cut the games, man. Y'all cats is followers. Y'all mad because we created everything. You know what I'm saying? That is hip, cool, and slick. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all just, I mean, like my man say, y'all tethers eating dirt cookies. Or, you know what I'm saying, you white supremacists fondling kids and shooting up schools and snorting all kind of weird shit, and then want to put all your problems on us. But then again, when we rock out, then you want to try to take a little, you know, like y'all was helping us, like that hip hop is half and half shit. Man, come on, man. These cats don't even like us. You can't even walk into their cribs and you know what I'm saying, and it's half and half. My fault, man. I'm gonna land my plane with that, but I appreciate you letting me on, bro. First time, you know, getting on. But once again, that rocked them. I wouldn't rid of that joker, bro. That shit is something serious.
Man.
I appreciate you for that.
Thank you, brother. All right, let me get Torin. Let me get brother Torin in here. Torin, what's up, bro? Waiting on Torin to click on in. But text, yeah, the black people breaking in your house, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, text. It kind of sounds like cap. And you live in Houston, and you say it was some Negroes from Katrina. And that was a long time ago. Katrina was a long time ago, and you sound relatively young. So that don't even add up, Tex. You understand? Tex?
Yes, sir. You don't have to believe me. You don't want to. It's not a big deal.
Come on, man.
I just you have to see it from our perspective. Like we do deal with crime, you know what I mean? Like we you know, it's not like it comes from nowhere. I don't care about anybody's skin color. I was never raised that way. Is that we have experiences and it change in it once we get mugged by reality, like, you know, our opinions change, and you gotta kind of understand it from our perspective. But I want to ask you one more question, because, you know, we just look at cases differently. I heard what you said about Jordan Neely, this Daniel Penny case. Like, if somebody is being aggressive in a subway and people feel threatened by him, you know, things have happened in subways where people got randomly sucker punched or they got stabbed or whatever. So, like, if somebody's being a threat, like, your job is usually, I don't care what person if it was an Asian person that got choked out and he was making threat comments at people.
That's ignorant. See, that's a crime, and you're justifying a crime. So you talk about criminality. That was a crime that happened to Jordan Neely. White supremacy is so sick, they excuse white crimes. You killed an innocent man. Jordan Neely didn't hurt anybody. You killed an innocent man, and they sat there justifying it because the victim was black, the perpetrator was white. That's called white supremacy. That's what makes people like you cowardly, because you go along with white supremacy. And then when y'all start talking about crime stats are bogus, excuse me. The crime stats are bogus because under white supremacy, there's a presumption of white innocence anytime a white person interacts with a black person. So the white person's actions will most likely be viewed as justified no matter what, simply because they're white. So when white people commit crimes, especially against black people, It's not even framed as a crime. It's framed as self-defense, it's framed as justified, or it's framed as mental illness. So that skews the documented reports. So when you sit up here talking about all the crime stats, who's taking the crime stats? The crime stats are filtered through white supremacy. So we have to put that in all perspectives. And you just proved that with the Jordan Neely stuff. You're justifying a cold-blooded murder that happened to an innocent man who was special needs. There's no justification for that. And it's cowardly to go along with the white supremacist narrative when the white supremacists use you as a tool and a buffer. You're kissing up to the same people that sat up here and demonized you guys during COVID. It was white people who were demonizing you, calling it the Asian flu and Kung flu. But y'all turned around and started whining about black people, talking about stop Asian hate, when it was the white people who were going in on you. You see what I'm saying? So all that white ass kissing and trying to get in good with them, that's pathetic. And that's why I don't like those people of color coalitions, because too many of y'all have been psychologically defeated by the white supremacists, and you want to identify with your oppressor, and we don't. And that's what makes us cultural icons around the world. That makes sense?
Yes, sir. I'm just saying that if I was in Japan, I would be trying to appeal to the Japanese people. If I'm a Korean, I'm trying to appeal to the Korean people. If I'm in Africa, I'm trying to appeal to the African people. The whites are still 56% of the U.S. population. So of course I would side with them, because based on purely numbers perspective, but also with the if somebody is in a subway making threatening remarks at other people, they don't know if they have a weapon, they don't know if they're potential danger. So well, I mean, we're not going to agree on
So,
that. But with that LeBron
hold
James thing,
on. But listening to your logic, so if somebody's being aggressive to somebody, they can use lethal force, right?
if they're making threatening, overtly threatening threats at women and innocent bystanders, then yes, they could potentially be a threat. Not saying they are a threat,
Okay, so
but it's
are you
you don't.
so basically
He has a
saying that Penny was justified in using lethal force because of Neely's words? He didn't touch anybody, but he was talking to himself. But you said that was justified because he was potentially threatening to somebody, right?
I don't think he meant for it to be lethal. Maybe that
No,
man was.
no, let's stop that shit. Stop all that explaining to what he don't mean. No, he's a military guy. He choked him out and killed him. You know what you're doing. You know how to choke somebody out. You choke somebody for that long, you know what you're doing. So by your logic, Carmelo Anthony down there in Texas getting his knife on from some aggressors, that's justified too, right?
Uh, um, that's a
Uh,
totally different scenario, because
no, how?
Austin Cap was doing anything threatening to Austin I'm sorry, Carmelo Anthony, and Carmelo Anthony had been in Austin Metcalf's tent, and I don't
No,
think
no,
he didn't say, I'm gonna
no, he wasn't.
whatever,
No, no,
I'm gonna punch you in the mouth.
you're not. No, no, you're not about to lie. You're not about to sit up here and lie. No, no, no. He wasn't in their tent. No, no, no. Those guys didn't own a tent. They came up to him and put their hands on him. They put their hands on Carmelo, and he defended himself just like Daniel Penny did, right?
But I don't know the level of physical contact, but you were not supposed to have a deadly weapon at a school meet or whatever
And
it
you're not
was.
supposed to choke anybody either, but you did. So yeah, he defended himself. And a deadly weapon, yeah, yeah. You can have a knife in Texas. Yes, you can.
Not at a school event, not at school grounds.
And I don't think that was school grounds. That was a separate track area that's used for other track meets. So yeah, all of these little technicalities. Yeah, if you're under threat, you can defend yourself by any means. Chokeholds are illegal. There's chokeholds are illegal. You're not supposed to choke people. Those are illegal. But y'all said Daniel Penny was a hero, so Carmelo's a hero, right? He defended himself, self-defense, just like Daniel Penny, right?
I mean, they have a video. When they release a video, we'll see. I just don't think he was in
Nothing.
imminent danger of.
He's
I
not.
don't think there's two white kids that are gonna, you
Nothing.
know.
Don't release nothing, because if it was showing that Carmelo was really guilty and wasn't defending himself, they would have released it already. They haven't released it because in the video, I can almost guarantee those boys was roughing him up, and it shows that he clearly defended himself. That's why they've never showed that video, sir. So yeah, come on now. You're trying to have double standards based on race. And we don't go along with that. We don't play that. That's called white supremacy. We don't do racial double standards. All right?
Okay, I have one more question.
Hold
So
on.
the
Well, no,
the
let's slow down. Let's get the black receipt in here. The black receipt. What's up, brother? I see him raising his hand.
Yeah. When it comes down to that Carmelo stuff, he was defending himself, and the white boy got what he got. Know what I'm saying? If you compare it to any other situation when it comes down to self defense, that's what it was. And me being in Texas, we have laws of mutual comeback, so they put themselves in a situation where they was being combative, and he did what he had to do, know what I'm saying, unfortunately. But I want to play, know what I'm saying, a little gospel for these brothers, because they sounding bad, and you've been on the road today from TikTok all the way to Twitter.
Oh yeah.
So shout out to you, Tariq, goddamn me. And y'all tell us, hey, it is what it is. You gotta go back home. You can't stay here no more. Put some of this FBA spirit up in your life and reminisce on all the greatness we done gave y'all. And it's time to go home and fix your homeland and find a way to fry some bushmeat.
There it is. My man. Thank you, black receipt. All right. Last words, Tex-Mex. Go ahead.
All right, so I wanted to ask your opinion on that. When Jordan, I'm pretty sure you've seen the video when LeBron James posted that he's next to the cop. You're next, and he posted that video of that cop with the fight at the house, and one girl stabbing another girl, and the cop shooting
What?
the
I don't.
girl.
I'm lost. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've seen that video. Okay, well, yeah, she's stabbing another black girl. The cop pulls out a gun, kills the black girl that's about to stab another black girl. And LeBron James is posting about that. So it's just stuff like that, like simple stuff like that. When you are, it's unreasonable, and these people don't get charged, or they don't get.
Who don't get charged? What are you talking about?
Well, I'll send you the video, or I'll post it
Who,
on there. And LeBron James is defending a girl stabbing another girl.
who
And the
don't
cop,
get charged? Who doesn't get charged? Who are you talking about?
I'm saying the cop didn't get charged for shooting the black girl that was stabbing another black girl. Daniel Penny never got. Well, yeah, he got charged, but he never got convicted. But this is seen by a jury. Like, this is seen by, this is. I think it's irrefutable that. I mean, the cop never got charged, but LeBron James, a big public figure, is trying to publicly charge this guy when this guy was innocent. There was nothing anybody could have done in that situation, and the cop is actually a hero for saving the girl's life who was about to get stabbed. And LeBron James is trying.
The fact that your vitriol is towards LeBron James, who has zero to do with the case, zero to do with prosecuting anybody. You want to be a white supremacist so bad. You really want to be a white supremacist so bad. So they're not going to let you in. You doing all of these janky little white supremacists. They're not going to let you in, dude. They're not going to let you in. You're not going to ever be a white supremacist. How do you feel about just being a mascot? You're just going to be a mascot for white supremacy. Ain't that kind of pathetic? Huh? God damn, they did a number on you psychologically. Boy, that's why. Can you name any of your global icons who's respected around the world? Tex-Mex, can you name from your culture globally respected icons? Can you name them?
Are you talking about Asian
Or just
or
let's
Vietnamese?
do Asian. Okay. Well, from your community, you're Vietnamese, right?
Yes, I mean Asian is a bigger place because Vietnam is a small
Well, let's
country.
just narrow it to your homeland, your homeland, your culture, Vietnam. Who's your cultural icons that's internationally respected and loved and honored?
Um, Ho Chi Minh, I guess. I don't know that
No,
many Vietnamese
I know who Ho Chi
icons.
Minh is. Most people don't even know who he is.
Well, I can tell you about Asian cultural icons.
Now, who else? Now, and notice the people who are recognized and respected are people who got a lot of game from us. Ho Chi Minh lived in Harlem. He stayed in Harlem for a minute, soaking up game from us.
Yeah, I understand that.
Go,
But I mean, if you want to understand some Asian
yeah, give
icons?
me some Asian icons globally respected around the world.
Sun Tzu, Art of War,
Nobody knows him.
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan, he's not respected. He was a colonizer. He was a warmongering colonizer. He's not respected. He's known in history. Nobody gives props to Genghis Khan.
If you look at a lot of the way the modern democracy is structured, from meritocracy, freedom of religion, logistics, trading routes, the One Belt, the Silk Road connecting Europe, the trade, the modern logistics. A lot of the U.S. Constitution, a lot of the American documents are based on the way Genghis Khan governed such a large landmass. Um,
The U.S.
uh,
do it.
uh, uh,
Go ahead.
the samurais, Miyatu, Mashiro, book.
No, those samurais aren't known. The only samurai that had any kind of real notoriety is the black one.
The TV show they made about him. It's controversial, but he's a real samurai. But Miyatu Masashi,
That's the only one that's really, really shown a lot of respect. And also, they said you can't be a samurai, a real one, unless you had black blood. That's what they say in Asia, don't they?
I don't know about that, but
Oh, they say that. That's a saying. That's an old saying in Asian society. You can't be a real samurai unless you have black blood. You know they say that. Everybody Google that, by the way. I'm not making that up.
okay. Also, the Nvidia founder, which is the #1 company in America right now, Jensen Huang. We have Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. We have, and this is just only about.
Slow down. Whoever, the person you name from some corporation, nobody knows him. Nobody knows. He's not internationally respected and honored. Nobody knows him. Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, they came up of black culture.
Yeah, not disagreeing with that, but
Uh,
yeah, I mean, people in the investment world, it's the #1. I mean, it's the #1 revenue company in the world. People in the business
we,
investing world, they know Nvidia. They
we're
know.
talking about a corporation. We're talking about a person's personal attributes that's honorable that people would like to emulate and look to for inspiration. I'm talking about personal attributes like us. We are cultural icons around the world. Around the world, you got murals of Muhammad Ali.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that. I love Michael Jackson.
I'm cooking. We got Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X murals around the world, Dr. Martin Luther King murals around the world, Tupac murals around the world. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Your icons who are respected and honored. I'll give Bruce Lee. I give you that. Now, Bruce Lee is somebody who's honored, but Bruce Lee got things popping being around black people up in Oakland and in San Francisco. That's how Bruce Lee got shit popping. He was around black people. That's how he got swag. That's what I'm saying. Nobody gets shit popping unless they're around us. That make sense?
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I think a lot of black people are cool too. I mean, I looked up to Ray Lewis a lot. I looked up to Michael Jordan a lot. I looked up a lot to a lot of these guys. I love a lot of these guys.
So all
So
white ass,
I love
all that white ass kissing you doing is so dishonorable. It's just a real whack, and it just looks bad on you. It's not a come up. It's a cop out, and you need to learn from us. Learn how Bruce Lee learned. Bruce Lee learned. He got around the winning team, so to speak, culturally. Even though we're under the thumb of oppression, he knew who to be around and get the game from. That's why he's a respected icon. Jackie Chan, the phenomenal Rush Hour movies. You know, Jackie Chan, he respects the game. You understand? So yeah, all that white ass kissing, that's a lame look. and that's cowardly, and that's just looked down upon. And it doesn't bother us. We see what you're trying to do, and we see that you're failing. They're not going to allow you into those white circles like that. You're just going to be a useful puppet to these people. And that's a pathetic look. So trying to parrot their talking points, that's just corny. And you can do better than that. That's all we're saying. To learn how to stand on business like we do. Right? Tex Mex, you here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, I'm not trying to insult you. I'm not trying
I'm
to.
not insulted.
I
However,
I want United
I'm
States of
not,
America. Like I'm not.
however, none of us are insulted. But this is an intervention. We're not insulted. You fucked up in life. We're not insulted by you. Because we know you kissing all this white ass, and these people are turned on you so fast, just like they did with COVID. The white people turned on your ass. They were blaming you for COVID. They were blaming y'all for eating all them bats and all that shit. Y'all were getting blamed for COVID. That's why y'all business was suffering, and y'all needed to get a hate crime bill for you. It was because of the white people turning on you. And then y'all cowered out and start trying to blame black folks. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Any last words, Tex?
No, no. I appreciate what you're trying to do for your people, Tariq. It's honorable.
Yes, it
Um, and
is honorable. I wish you stood up for your people. Yeah. I love my folks. I love foundational Black Americans. They're magical people, man. They're phenomenal people, and they're global icons, and they have to be protected. It's my duty. It's my God's commission duty to make sure the people of my lineage is protected. They are holy spiritual people. That's how important they are. And I
man,
wish you felt the same about your folks.
I agree. I know I love Asian people. I love Asia. Like I said, I live in Asia. Like I love my people here. But no, I agree with you. There's a lot of Black people that are amazing people. They push the cultural zeitgeist forward. They pushed a lot of things forward, and I really respect them. I really look up to them. But like I said, my whole thing is that, man, if I was in your position, yeah, it's hard for me to say that that it's hard for me to say, but like I just think that you just I just like in our culture, it's very shameful if you're a criminal, if you go to jail, any of this stuff. It's not promoting our culture. Your family looks down on you, like especially because my
Bullshit.
my dad was born out of wedlock, and it's really looked down upon and stuff like that. And so it's a culture of shame. So
You don't get the hell out of here. Y'all got whole strolls all around your homeland. Miss me with all that. Y'all got a whole stroll from sun up to damn sundown in every one of them homelands over there. Y'all run drugs, guns, dope, mafias, killings. Y'all do all types of shit. That miss me with all that. It's shameful for our culture. Shit. Y'all run all types of scams. That's why when they bust you, they bust about 40, 50 people at once. Y'all ain't shame of nothing. So sell that shit to somebody else. All right. Dude, I used to be in the streets. The plugs were the Asians. All right. I know y'all were the plugs. I used to do business with y'all all the time. So, nigga, sell that shit to somebody else. All right. Come on.
yeah, yes, sir. I mean, I know the Asians run the drug trade as well. They all pull their money
Hey,
together.
thank you. Don't miss me with that shit. The hell out of here. We look down on crime as shit. Nigga, y'all were the plug. We would have to go to y'all for shit. Hell you talking about? Do y'all know the criminal enterprises some of these Asians run, guys? Y'all not some of y'all don't know. Some of y'all ain't been out here in these streets. Do y'all don't understand the guns and the dope? Man, where y'all think that shit comes from? Man, stop it. Especially out here on the West Coast, where those coastal cities are. Because yeah, they have control of a lot of the shipping, or they have access, I won't say control, but just a lot access to a lot of the shipping ports. Yeah, they have access to a lot of shipping ports. You got all types of shit coming in on them ships. In Compton and Long Beach and San Pedro. So yeah, well, y'all ain't about to do that. Oh, it's I dishonor my family. Shit. Now, your family probably run a whole chain of massage parlors with hand job specials. If you don't stop,
I'm no longer musty. I'm no longer musty. I'm no longer musty. I'm no longer musty. 'Cause I got my real work on. I'm no longer musty. 'Cause I got my real work on. I'm no longer musty. 'Cause I got my real work